welcome. I'm Jenn B with Agakura B, and we are just B. So make sure to like our series, subscribe, and follow along as we have conversations. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable as we start to talk today a little bit about finding out when we were both HSP and neurodivergent, and safety and finding safe spaces and what's masking and a VAK. And if you've never heard about it, stay around because Agakura is going to walk us through that too at the end. So welcome, my friend.
Yes, welcome. Thank you.
So fun to have us together again. And in case of those of you who are new to watching us, Agakura and I are both in different countries and different time zones, and we make things happen because we just love to hang out and chat. So you are getting a sneak peek into what we talk about.
Yes.
All right, my friend. So let's start with this. Let's start with the finding out we were um, ADHD and I was HSP, and you found out you were an HSP. Let's start with you and what's your history? What did you figure out, my friend? Tell us all.
So it was during the pandemic, and I don't know how I stumbled over this book, The Highly Sensitive Person. It was a friend who had told me that she thought I was HSP, and that was like the first time I'd heard about it. And I'm like, is that a thing? I mean, that here's me asking whether I am a thing.
Do I have the thing? I know that question.
Exactly. And then I remember going online. So I know it's different with ADHD, but with highly sensitive people, you can actually do the test online, and it's pretty accurate. Like there are 26 questions. We can maybe also add that test below for people who still might want to find out or who may not be sure. And then there's this amazing book by Elaine Aron who developed that test, The Highly Sensitive Person. And it was like me reading the book and going on every page, oh my God, this is me, this is me, this is me. And before that, it was always like, because I think HSPs make up 15 to 20% of the world's population. So it was always like, um, you find yourself in the minority.
Mhm.
And because of that, you never really think that other people are, or there could be people who understand you,
Right,
right?
right.
So, um, interestingly enough, ever since I've come to know that quite some people I know are HSP, but
Mm-hmm.
at that time it wasn't, and it felt like finding out why I was how I was, and also there was this time of grieving because I thought, and I've been trying to do life in a
Mm.
way that is not suitable or healthy
Mm.
for who I am. I've been trying to live in a way that is against my needs as a HSP, trying to be like other people. I don't know about you. Did you um so I'd like love to hear how you found out and whether you can also relate to the grieving. Was there a moment of
Oh,
grieving?
yes, everything. Um, what I found interesting is you had someone say, I think you are. And
Yes.
I had someone say, I think you are.
Mhm.
And that was really helpful. That must have been like a spiritual guide, a guardian angel, whatever you want to think of this entity, a person being stepping into that place in life. And we're both later in life is all I'm going to say is like I know I was it was just a few years ago that I went, okay, well maybe I'll take the test. And I found the test and I went,
Yes.
oh, this is what I am. I'm like, well, it doesn't quite hit the mark for me. And then what I didn't realize is being neurodivergent is also kind of a trait that goes through families. So you can kind of track it back to the generations before if you can have that connection still. And my son was diagnosed with an ADHD. So he's like, Mom, I think you've got this too. I went, oh, interesting. So I went and it is different. There's no test to take online unless you've connected with a provider. So you have to find a provider. You go through the test that's online. Then you have to go into an in-person meeting. And then through that discussion, um, it's just a very interesting conversation. And at the end, they go, yes, you have it. No, you don't. Or maybe you kind of sort of do. There's just it's a little more intricate and it's a little more medically qualified, we'll put it that way,
Mhm.
because of different things that might be associated with the neurodivergent brain. And I love it because now I went, oh, that's why all these years these people didn't stay. These people did stay. These were good friends. These weren't good friends. That was a horrible situation. That was a good. You just kind of go back and realize all the could haves. And I know it's a trend out there with all of the, I'm a ADHD late in life, or this is the traits of an ADHD. And what I know that's a trend. And right now, I'm not a trend. I'm realizing who I am. And the trend was we survived. So you're finding all of us who've survived all those generations of years of becoming who we were expected to be. And we're now we're we're using all of our social media to say I survived and here's my therapy and I'm sharing it with you, so those of you who are new to it don't have to go through all the bumps we went through. So there was grieving, there's
Mhm.
joy because I found where I belong, and I found you, and I connected and we went, oh. And
Yes,
truly when you realize HSP and neurodivergent, and I was like, well, am I one, am I the other? I'm actually both. It's just
you're
a
both.
different
Yes.
heightened sensitivity in certain spaces.
Yes.
um but you find
And
your
it's not
tribe.
uncommon, right? For them
No,
to
right.
live
And
together.
HSP could be like be it could be you could be super sensitive in one space, or you could be different, like more sensory in another space. So there's and yeah, there's different facets to all of them. There's 7 different types of ADHD, which I never knew. And it's no
Mhm.
longer ADD. It's that's been just sucked into the whole group of ADHD so they can
Mhm.
have it that way. But what an amazing journey to be able to find. Now I recognize who's my tribe. Like if you've all
Mhm.
sat and listened to us just talk for the last whatever few minutes and you're still with us going, yeah, 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 you're part of the tribe because you get it.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And it's interesting because I was also thinking, had that been known while we were kids, how different some situations, childhood situations or situations growing up would have looked. And I know that even while going to school, I was always with like I always connected to other outsiders, let's say,
Yeah.
who were also not with there was this thing of wanting to be with the clique, like the, you know,
Yeah.
and then also, but then seeing that whenever I was with them, I didn't enjoy it. It was a
Uh-uh.
lot of pretending to be who I wasn't,
Yes.
like wearing a mask and pretending to find things funny that I didn't find funny.
Or behave in a way that just didn't feel um original and true and just click. So yes, there was
Yeah.
that was called masking, and we're going to talk about that in a second. So that's beautiful for that. And
Yeah.
I'm curious, I always would feel an overwhelm. I would be exhausted. I would go and be in these situations at school, and you have to be a certain person at school and behave a certain way. And then you have to come home and be expected to behave a certain way. And or you're with your friend group or you're with family. And it was a constant who and what
Mm.
situation am I in and what kind of energy is going out. And it would just be tiring.
It would. And it still is. And I still catch myself sometimes thinking, why can't I just be like most of the other people?
Yeah. Because our hearts and our systems are not geared for that. We're geared to be the person that is the what you call outsider, because we'll see more, we can help more, we can change more for others. And it's I wrote down a note on this one. It's especially in work environments, like you'll notice a lot of the we're going to talk about this in a future conversation, so stay for that. But you'll notice in the workforce, most of the 15 to 20% neurodivergent HSPs become entrepreneurs because we can't fit into that
Mm.
box. We can't be structured and do this in a day-to-day expectation at that level. We can do it. It just has to be at our flexibility and what works for us.
True.
So
But
yeah,
then there is also challenges that we'll also talk about in one of the next conversation that we find ourselves building lives as entrepreneurs, but then that comes with like being an HSP, for example, social media is a place that activates my nervous system. And now being
Yeah.
the way things work, you're always being told you
Oh,
have to be on Facebook, you have to be, and now finding a way of
oh,
not, you know?
oh
So
my
that's another
goodness.
conversation, but it comes with its challenges.
Oh my goodness. You're speaking my language. You know that. It's like, I don't want to be on this platform. I want to be on this one. What feels more like home to you? And that's really what we hope to encourage you all to do that are joining us on this conversation. There's a lot of overwhelm. And I know we both have resources. We'll put links in the description for you
Yes.
for that. It's another clicky word that's out there, overwhelmed, but what that means is your brain just is so fired off trying to take in all the details because as a neurodivergent and an HSP, you're not only taking in the what you see, but you're taking in the side effects of it all. You're taking in the feelings. All the senses are put together in one big jumble, and it kind of overwhelm the body, the mind, the spirit, where a reset's important.
It's interesting because whenever I hear overwhelm, I don't know why I see this huge wave coming and covering me. That is
Not
my picture
every
of
time.
overwhelm. Like you're standing there and it's a wave and wah, and the water enters your nose, your ears, your eyes, and your mouth.
You look like a drowned rat at the end. You're like, ta-da.
That's overwhelm for me.
hmm And interestingly, I love the ocean, so I don't see a wave, but I can understand the wave. Mine's like a hurricane, like a big whole like windstorm around me. So we do still have that storm effect. So I feel both of those. It's just
Yeah. And
uh,
I love the ocean too, but I'm guessing overwhelm is just too good, even too good of the too
too
much
good
of
of
the
a
good
thing.
things.
Yeah, it could be all of the above and then some.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So what causes overwhelm? We're going to move into our masking. And so many of you might have heard of what this is. It's really when you go into a situation and what level are you playing at? How do you prepare ahead of time? And then we were talking also, how do we review it like a movie in our minds after the fact? I do for like days. It might even pop up months or years later. So let's talk a little bit about masking, my friend. When do you
Masking.
notice about that?
What I notice is that it is the most tiring or one of the most tiring things. And it's something that I think I started doing very early because as kid, you already notice how do you have to be for people to like you? And I remember, I don't know how old I was, but there was a school friend of mine who said that I was always so serious. And a couple of people noticed that. And then I remember walking home with her. It was the end of the term, and I was like, after the holidays, I'm going to be funny. I'm going to be loud. I just told her all the things I was going to be. And I did that for the last years at school.
And how did that feel? When did it become a more normal thing, a habit where you went, okay, I'm putting on my coat today of being funny and loud, or was it feeling like I'm Agakura till I get to this point at the sidewalk, and then as I cross that line on the sidewalk, then I become this Agakura number two? Or,
So here's the interesting thing. I would arrive at school usually early, and then I would take my Walkman. Yes, that make do the maths. I'm 46. Yes,
hey,
I had a walk. We were talking about how amazing Walkman were yesterday. And so with my earphones,
you
and
put your earphones in.
I needed an hour to wind down to like before school already.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would listen to my music, I've been my world, and then walk into the classroom and be loud. And every break, I became known as the woman who with the Walkman who just, and that was just me just getting away from that masking in the classroom and the joking and the like teasing and everything. I just needed that time.
Wow. So even at that age, you knew about self-care at that level of taking a moment for yourself to hold on to the truth.
I
when,
wouldn't have called it self-care. I would have said, if I don't do
right.
this, I'm going to hit someone.
That's why I'm saying self-care at a young age before you even knew what it was, my friend. Wow. Yes, it was definitely those school years are always so shaping in so many different ways.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back on that. There's times where I was more the quiet introverted one, but when we were with the group of friends, I would become the talky one. I have to be the talking one. I have to be talking and I have to support everybody. And being the support for everybody is very tiring
It is,
when
right?
there's nobody supporting you and helping you
Yes.
figure it out. So,
Yes.
wow. Wow. So, but I still see the Agakura who's funny and loud, but not because you're putting on a Walkman to reset yourself, but because of
Mm.
you figuring out who you are and where you belong.
Yes. And when I feel safe, I am that person.
Yes.
I
Let's talk
really,
about that.
you mean the
When you feel
feeling
safe.
safe? I think I feel safe when I'm with people who I know are okay with all of me. And I'm not expected to be fun. So I turn out, my brother is always like, "You're one of the funniest person I know," but that's because with him, it's not I don't make the effort to be funny with my brother. I'm just me, and then it so happens that I make him laugh, and it's the same with friends, with husband, with like people I feel that connection with, and I don't force it. I think safety sets you in this space where anything that comes out is so natural and healthy because you're safe. You're not looking around whether something is going to happen.
Mhm.
And like we've had that conversation when we coach on a one-on-one setting, the way there is this feeling of safety and you just coach someone, while when we're coaching in the setting of a class, like
Yeah.
being in our on our training and coaching in that setting, even knowing that it's actually a safe space, but there's something, I think it's the number, looking at the number of participants just sets
There's a
it's back in
judgment
the
there.
it's back in the classroom, and I still feel like
Yeah.
I need some
Perform.
classroom healing.
Yes, I probably do. There's performance where I have to show up. And what's interesting is you said you're funny. As a neurodivergent, I learned, and I didn't realize this until later when I learned I was ADHD, I learned how to be funny. I was always
Mm.
the funny one. I still am. I will crack a joke. I will make it funny so that if it's awkward, even that person who's feeling a little out will feel like they're in and so that I'll belong. And it's not something I can change because it's not what I would wish to change because I have a sarcastic, funny little edgy little personality. Um, but the expectations, though, when you mentioned expectations, if I walk in knowing people are going to expect me to be funny or to be embracing, and it's harder because then I have to put on a different, if I'm not in the mood or I just want to just chill and have a conversation with a friend, it's a different mask. It's a different expectation place to be, which can be
Yeah.
tiring. And then if I've said the wrong thing and I don't get quite the reaction, because as an HSP and neurodivergent, we kind of watch body language. Nonverbals are huge. I can pull those back and go like, well, she kind of tilted her head back and kind of went like this. Did she find it
Mm.
funny? Was she thinking about it? Or was it really bad? Like,
Or did her earring just get caught up in
right.
her
It could be a simple thing
sweater?
like that. Or her
Yeah.
dog's over in the corner making some weird face. Like she could just be like, I was just looking at my dog. Sorry, it wasn't you. It,
Mm.
but I will take it and I will review it and review it. And I said, oh, I said that. Oh, I did that. Oh my gosh.
Mm.
It's definitely an interesting experience. And when you're in a super safe space, it's easier for me to review it and go, no, I'm okay. That wasn't a big deal. But if it wasn't a safe space, I will then have a different embodied reaction.
Yes, I get it.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it just depends. I love the safe spaces. And when you find your safe space,
Mm.
friends, mark that down, notice it, build more of those. And don't be afraid to do that. I mean, it's taken me many years to finally go, oh, these are the safe people in my life. They're who I want to be with. And it's okay to have friends outside of that safe space that you can be at occasionally. But when you're choosing what's for you, that's empowering.
Yes. When you're choosing that's what's for you, and when you actually notice how you feel about your day. There was a time where I knew I wanted to make that my habit, because there was this week where everything I'd set up, like as we've been going through this coaching program and the practicing, I've noticed how I look even if my calendar is full, but because I'm safe with everybody that's on that calendar and in that plan, I was like, so it's not just about whether my week is full or not. It's like full of what and full of who.
Ooh, full of what and full of who?
And
Ooh,
when you notice how that feels in your body, and I think in a while we're going to do this what we call VAK. Um, when you notice what it does to your body to feel safe or unsafe, you my guess is you will want to do more of what
yes.
makes you feel safe.
Yes. And I can look back at my calendar from just before the pandemic to today, and people that were there are no longer really in my calendar now. And it's a
Same,
choice, it's a safe choice. And I've
same.
added new people like Agakura, and it just it just helps you be a better you. I
Mm.
feel like I can just be I look forward to things and not go, oh, I have to go, let me put on my armor and be ready for today. And who do I have to be? The funny friend, the good friend, the quiet friend, the yeah, I
Mm.
don't know what it would be, but um,
And did these people, sorry, did they stop reaching out or did you stop responding?
very good question. Um, I don't know if this is a normal, regular, and I'm not going to put this out there as a regular neurodivergent trait is I reach out a lot to maintain relationships. I'm usually the person who's doing most of the reaching out, thinking of you, talking. So it's a lot more of me pulling back on that. And if they noticed, I might get a text, but there won't be that, well, tell me what's going on. There won't be that person stepping and going, I am that safe person. You didn't see it, but I'm here. There's no opening their hands and saying, but I am here. It's that, oh, haven't heard from you in a while. It's the blame coming back. It's my fault that there's no interaction. And
Yes,
I release that because that's not mine. It's my
beautiful.
choice. There's no fault to it.
Yes, that's beautiful.
So it's
Love it.
interesting. Are
Mm.
you ready to walk us through? So we've talked about our beginning journey and how we figured it out. What finding a safe space could truly mean for you. So we're going to walk you all through a VAK in a second. Agakura is going to help us do that, and I'll try to be the example for you. We talked about masking and what does that look like, and maybe just start noticing when you go in before you go into an environment. It's this holiday season, the new year. Oh, I'm feeling a little like this. What does this mean I'm looking to be? So just start noticing. It's a kind of a cool tool for yourself to go, oh, I'm masking when I'm in this situation or with these people. And then with Agakura, if you're ready, figure out where it is showing up in your body. So I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend.
Thank you. So, what we just mentioned, the VAK, it stands for visual, auditory, kinesthetic. So what we see, what we hear, and kinesthetic, what we feel. And I, just to demonstrate the difference, I'm going to ask you to think back to the last time where you were in a place where you didn't feel safe at all. Could
Mm,
be because of the people, it could be because of the expectation situation, whatever it was, but you didn't feel safe. And just connect to that moment, even though it was unpleasant. But just for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to ask you to do that. And if you want to, if it helps you to find a memory, then even go ahead and close your eyes.
If you're
And
somewhere safe where you can close your
if
eyes,
you're
like not
exactly,
driving. Just,
and, and if you're not chopping,
yeah, just somewhere safe where you're quietly able to sit or relax.
exactly. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. And so when you have that situation where you felt really unsafe, let me know.
I have it.
You've got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to just notice who's involved or what is involved in that memory, where you are. Are you in that memory
Yep.
yourself, or are you looking at it, like looking at a picture?
Oh, I was in the memory.
You're in the memory, right? And once you've noticed and what surrounding you are and whether there are people or you're alone,
There are
um,
people and it's very busy.
it's very busy, right? What do you notice about the sounds? Are there any sound in that memory?
It's all background sound, but there's some dialogue, yes.
There's some dialogue. What about the lights? Is there anything you notice about the lights or
It's
the
in
sound?
a dining room, and so the lights are from the kitchen, the lights are from above and on the table.
Mhm. And now with this information gathered about what you're seeing and what you're hearing, what are you feeling? What's the feeling that comes up in your body?
Very
And where?
defensive. Very,
Defensive,
mm-hmm.
right? Where in your body does that show?
Well, as I take a deep breath and figure, I feel it getting stuck like right in my top of my shoulders. So
On the
right back
top?
in there,
Okay. Both shoulders
right between it.
between it. And what shape does this energy have?
This feels like a round ball.
Round ball. Is there movement to this round ball?
No, it's just solid.
Mhm. What color is it?
Gray.
Gray. And is it heavier or lighter than the rest of your body?
It's heavier,
It's heavier. And is it cooler or warmer than the rest of your body?
warmer.
Is there a voice to this energy?
Not that I hear.
Okay, thank you. So whenever you're ready, uh,
Okay. So I felt that. That is
you,
just, ugh. And for
and
those of
that
you
is,
who walked along with us and you weren't sure exactly where it was, but you were listening to her questions and answering them, just notice where it is and send it love, send it positive energy.
yes, definitely.
Okay.
And on a high note, we're going to do the opposite now. So, so this is usually, for example, this part of elaborating, and these questions would now lead into a technique, depending on what we were talking about in a coaching session, just
Mhm.
as a background information for those of you listening, just finding out what the person you're talking to is feeling. But now we just wanted to give the demonstration because we're talking about safety, what feeling unsafe does to your body.
Mm,
And now we're going to do the opposite, what feeling safe does to your body.
mm. Excited for
So
that one.
yeah. Good. Yes, I imagine that. So again, if you feel safe and it's safe to do so, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and now think back to a memory where in which you felt totally and completely safe. A time where you felt totally and completely safe.
Hmm.
You have one?
I do.
Good. What is happening in that memory? What are you seeing?
I'm seeing wrapped in a blanket on a couch, watching a movie with my grandfather, and just, I think my grandmother was there too. We were just being, enjoying the company, feeling the love, being wrapped in it.
Beautiful. And what are you hearing? Are there any sounds to this memory?
There's some TV show, I don't know exactly what it is. But just the calm discussion of whatever they were saying, and I was just sitting there listening.
Mhm. And what are you feeling in your body?
Mm. A softness, a warmth, kind of like it's about a blanket. It feels like it's just wrapping around me.
Around all of your body, do you feel it or in a
Not
certain
around my
part?
feet, but around
Right?
my torso, yes.
Your torso. Good. And what texture is that blanket?
It's soft and bumpy.
Soft and bumpy. What color is it?
Mm. Mm. Like a soft rose.
Mhm. And is it tight around you or is it like softly just covering your torso,
Just holding me.
just holding you? Is it warmer or cooler than the rest of your body?
Warmer.
And is it heavier or lighter than the rest of your body?
Oh, it's lighter.
Is there any voice to it?
Mm-mm. It's just, nope, just soft.
Just soft. What about the first energy you described? Is it there in this moment that you're feeling safe?
It's not. No. This one feels relaxed and calm and open. The other one felt like a shield.
Mm.
This feels like a protection, but just a loving and soft protection, like just a holding.
Yeah, I can even see a difference on your face.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you. I needed that second one.
Mm. But for everybody watching, if you were aware, okay, maybe some of you actually had your eyes closed and were doing it, but if you go back and watch Jen's face.
Wow. Okay, that's really, and it's a whole different aspect in my body. My energy is different. So
Yes.
that's why I love how you reconnected us with a safe space, because when you find that safe space and those safe people, it's a healthier feeling. It's
Yes.
empowering.
And the reason we went to the time where you didn't feel safe is because sometimes it's important to become aware, like, this is what I'm doing to my body and to my nervous system when I'm exposing myself to spaces that are not safe. Is it really worth feeling like that? Because in that memory, um, that you were feeling like you had a shield.
Hmm.
Your face, it was so different. And it's like we can sometimes we're like, oh, it's just a drink, or it's just 2 hours, or but what that does, and then imagine if you don't go and maybe do the grounding, which Jen does so amazingly, and we'll also put a link there, or meditate or whatever, if you just transition to normal life, it's still in your body. You
Yes.
haven't released it. You may be going to bed with that shield because the impact of that interaction was so strong.
Yes.
So this is why I think both our invitation would be notice the spaces where you feel
Absolutely.
safe and unsafe, and do yourself to give yourself the gift to create more of the safe spaces.
And if you're not sure, then it's the noticing part. And it's not the should haves and could haves on you. It's that we invite you to do this for you. It's not for us, it's for you. We've all been in our studies, we've been realizing how much, when the feelings are embodied, they affect not only your mental, they affect your spiritual, and they affect your physical. There's illnesses that can be connected with high stress levels. They call those stress illnesses. And if you want more information, you definitely Google will tell you a whole bunch, but don't go there. Just start relaxing and noticing and finding those safe moments. And it might just be moments now. It might not be the big memory. But if you need a guide, definitely bookmark this one, save it so that you can come back and walk through a VAK with Agakura's voice guiding you so that you can find your safe space. So we definitely do a lot of invitations for you to notice and create what works for you.
Yeah, and the VAK would normally, or the memory, for example, the memory where you felt safe would have then transitioned into an NLP technique called anchoring.
Mm.
That if you, for example, want to anchor that feeling of being safe and be able to just feel safe in any situation or get into that state, anchoring is amazing. And we'll also put the video beneath so that you can go through the whole process of really anchoring that feeling of being safe. And I can just invite you to notice, because I was also, as you were talking, thinking whenever I've gone for a massage or for um orthopedic treatment or osteopath, I mean, I always hear I've hardly seen anyone with so many tensions in their body.
Yes, yes. And I think that might be an interesting experiment. Before my next massage, I might have to do like a VAK release and see if it makes a difference. When I go in and she touches my shoulders, she won't be like, they're like rocks, because
Yeah.
a lot of people tend to hold shoulders back, can throw out your back, lower the tensions, just it's always there. So
Yeah.
um, that's just another tool for your toolkit is
Yeah.
recognizing, noticing, and then starting your process. So for those of you who are thinking about coaching or starting the coaching journey with someone, start noticing what you might want to focus on or what you might want to work on and help improve where you want to go. And that's in our next video too. We're going to talk about visions and goal setting and the whole in our own different conversation and our own different angle and perspective. So join us for that one too.
Yes.
Any last words we can leave them with before we end our conversation today?
Oh, that was just so beautiful.
I have to thank you. Coach Agakura is amazing. The VAK was awesome. It does change things, and some of you who might be just stumbling on this video might not have no idea what it is. But thank you for being here and being open to it. Just open and seeing what comes to you. So we look forward to seeing you next time on Just Be in our little series of conversations, and grab your favorite beverage, your cozy blanket, whatever you need, and we'll see you back again
I
soon.
admire you for having your coffee because it's at nighttime here because I don't
Oh,
know, we're 7 hours apart
yeah.
and I wish I could have coffee.
It's tea. It's actually
Oh,
herbal tea, so don't be too jealous, friend.
okay. No, I'm not jealous at all. Herbal tea. I,
Right.
but I can only just say the same about you, Coach Jen. You're an amazing coach. And
Thank you.
yeah, just feel free to reach out to us to more, like more questions, or sometimes it's like, how do I find the right coach for myself? And
Or if I'm
it's
not ready for coaching, what else can I do? Throw that in
what
the
else can I
comments.
do?
We'll
Yes,
watch for them for you.
exactly. Definitely.
All right.
Take
See
care,
y'all
Jen.
next
Take care,
time.
everyone.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.